Alright, so I have things to tell y'all that I think, if I don't mess up the tablecloth here, I think y'all might enjoy. So, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a subscriber who comments on a lot of my videos and stuff named Jim reached out to me and wanted to know if I'd be interested in some of his collection of Willys World magazines. And from what I understand, that was a subscription-based kind of magazine that they did back in the day from like, I think around 73, 74, up to later 90s. But it was kind of nifty, you know, like it had, you know, a lot of pictures, tech talks on how to do certain things, and tips and advice, and then you can have a wanted ad in it and stuff. It also gave histories on John North Willys and all kinds of different stuff. There was a lot of issues, and he said that he had the whole collection, almost the whole collection, because he was part of the people that produced this magazine. And he wanted to know if I wanted it, and I was like, well, I mean, yeah, sure. So he figured out how much shipping was. Told me that was no big deal, and so he sent me a bunch of stuff, and he sent me some really nifty stuff, and I've just now got really the chance to do a unboxing on it. I already opened it because I was like a little school kid and I couldn't wait, but I'm gonna pull out some of this stuff and show you. Sent me a really nice letter. It was very kind. I really appreciated it. So it'll just tell you a little bit. He says, here is most of my collection. I still have a few books and a copy of all the equipment that was made to be attached. I also have a few large posters and all this kind of stuff. And he's talking about some of the Willys that he's restored. And some of the other stuff he's worked on. And then down here, I thought this was really nice. So this Jim is good friends with Carl Walk. Carl Walk, of course, was, if you mess with Willys Jeeps and stuff, you've heard of Walk's four-wheel drive and stuff. Kaiser Willys bought out most of his inventory of new old stock parts and different things that he'd done. So, and I believe I bought some stuff from Walk's years ago. But anyway, he writes this: it's hard to find folks like you, me, and Carl who are also into these vehicles, and that's why I decided to give you all these. I hope you enjoy them as much as I did. I'm going to enjoy them, Jim. I really am. I've already enjoyed them so much I can't hardly stand it. It really, I don't know. It means a lot to me that you would take time to. It means a lot to me that any of y'all even watch any of these videos to start with. But certainly, if somebody takes time to send me something like this, or just a comment, share your information with me that you've gathered over the years, it's invaluable to me. So this is some of my favoriteest things right here. So this is an original Willys Overland operation and care manual for a Jeep truck, for two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive Jeep trucks. And this one is from 1947, so this would be first year production of Willys trucks, and this is what year this one's from. And so if you open it up, this manual is just in phenomenal condition. So here's a picture of a Willys truck with the regular bed on it, and then if you flip it the other way, you've got a picture of a Willys truck stake side like Jubal is. And so this is just a general service care manual. Shows you diagrams of the whole truck and all this. Very, very nifty. They're rare to see in this kind of condition. I've seen them before on eBay and stuff, but they're not this mint. This one is special because it's actually from 1949. So this is the manual that would have come, or you could have got back in the day, with both of my 49 Willys trucks, my two-wheel drive one and the four-wheel drive Jubal. So here's another picture. It's basically the same manual as that one. There's a little bit differences in it. It's basically the same. You got the stake body, and then you flip over, and there's that one. So I mean, this is nifty as all get out, and it's got some really useful information. It talks about what kind of oil to use in your knuckles and seals. It gives you specific lube amounts, quarts and pints and liters on how much engine oil and rear end oil and everything. How to lubricate the whole truck. It tells you engine side breakdown view of your engine. That's the L head right there. Really good information on the distributor. Shows you a breakdown of your oil pump. I mean, it really is an in-depth manual, because this is old enough back in the day where they assumed that you'd know how to do stuff on your own vehicle. So they went pretty deep on schematics and stuff on what to do. And on the back here, it says, Willys Overland dealers have a sincere interest in your car to see that it operates at all times to your satisfaction. Dealer mechanics are factory trained, and they are also provided with the latest information through bulletins issued by factory service departments. Give your dealer the opportunity to periodically inspect and lubricate your car, which will assure you the trouble-free performance to which you were entitled. I mean, tell you, the way they talked back in the day on these kind of things. It even tells you to lock your truck. It's bragging about how the Willys truck is equipped with locks for the ignition and the doors, and how you need to lock it so that people don't steal crap out of your Willys truck. This is just incredible. These two right here really did it for me, those two, because they're just phenomenal. Then this is going to go in a frame. This is really neat. This is a Willys advertisement. Jeep four-wheel drive. Willys Motor Corporation, world's largest manufacturer of four-wheel drive vehicles. And on the back, you've got a complete line of Jeep vehicles, so it gives you their wheelbases, tells you about their weight capacities. I mean, it tells you quite a lot of information. Their electrical systems, what they came with, size of tires, the engine options you had, the displacement, compression ratios, bore and stroke. I mean, this back panel really breaks down all that, so that's really nifty. But if you open it up, it's an advertisement of all the, this would have been a little bit later advertisement, because it's got CJ3B in here and stuff, so this is probably, it doesn't have a date on this one, unfortunately, but this is probably late, I'd say this is probably late 50s based off of what it's showing here. But so you've got panel delivery and wagon, the forward controls, CJ6, CJ5, DJ3A, the truck, Willys truck, CJ3B, and it just gives you a little breakdown on each one of those. This tickles the crap out of me, and this is going to get in a frame, and it's going to get hung up probably here inside the house. But I would like to take a nice quality copy of it and hang it up in the shop. So that's just phenomenal. And then sent me a nifty 92 Texaco calendar. That looks pretty nifty. It's got some really nice pictures in it. There's a bunch of magazines in here, like Jeep magazines and stuff they used to do in the 80s. There's some of those in here. Those are pretty nifty. Get some of those out, and we'll get down to the Willys World magazines, because those are what's nifty. So these are just some production magazines, Auto Weekly, a Haggerty, some cutouts about Jeeps out of newspapers and stuff like that. This is pretty nifty, actually. This is cool. This is a Sears and Roebuck Jeep parts manual, and it's very delicate. It's falling apart on me, but it if you go in here, it has breakdowns for civilian and war Jeeps. So like right here, you can get a manifold for a GPW. This is a really nifty thing right here. I don't know exactly what year this is from. I bet this is probably from the late 40s, early 50s, from what it looks like. Because it's so heavily geared towards GPWs. It's got it for GPW or Willys, so it would have to be pretty quick after the war. And all these supplementary parts and new old stock parts from the war. So that's really nifty. Then you've got a four-wheel drive parts price list. Those are pretty cool. And then you got these other ones, the Jeep book from 91, the Jeep book from 89, Jeep News, 50-year anniversary. Those are really cool. So I'll put those right there. Now this is getting into the Willys World collection. All right. Some of you might have subscribed to this back in the day. So this is what, this one's from March, April 91. And, you know, it's a few pages. It's not real thick. It's very well made, though. It's real good paper stock, black and white pictures in here. And if you open it up, you've got a cover story. And then you've got some information about different Willys projects. Some people are writing in about their projects. Here's a copy of a letter from the Willys Overland Company. John North Willys and D.R. Wilson, receivers of the Willys Overland Company. So there's a lot of good like historical documents that they've scanned and put in here. And then, so like here's a letter. I'll read this. This is from somebody that wrote in here in March, April 91. And he says, I was a dealer for Willys in 1946 and 47 in a new territory that hadn't had any Willys dealers for years. I had to demonstrate the dickens out of them. One day I drove by a farm that was thrashing with a 28 by 47 case thrashing machine and a 22-36 International Harvester tractor. I asked if they would let me put the Jeep on the thrasher, and they just laughed at me, but I finally got them to let me try. They started to pitch in the bundles very slowly to see if the Jeep can handle it. Then 4 men were pitching in, and it did not faze the Jeep one bit. But the farmer had to cut back to the 2 pitchers as the thrasher could not separate that many oats from the straw. The Jeep looked like a toy alongside of the International 22-36, but they found out that it was not a toy. And this is from a feller in Iowa wrote this in. So you could write in letters and stuff like that. And then people were sending in member vehicles, so you could get your picture of your truck or Jeep or whatever put in here. And each issue is a little bit different. Not all of them are exactly the same. Some of them have, you know, member pictures. You could get t-shirts, which I'd really like to have some of those. I bet those are nifty. They probably didn't make them for fat men, though, like that back in the day. Then you had Willys for sale, so if you had something you were selling, you could put those in here. Here's advertisements for Jeepster Man in here, which is really nifty. And then you had, you know, just different stuff like that. You had a wanted ads section. All that. So that's, you know, that's kind of the format. There's different ones. They have Santa edition, so there's Santa in what looks like a CJ2A there. That's, and there's just stacks of them. And a lot of them have really cool information. It's not all just about Jeeps. It's about also other Willys vehicles that they made. So, so like some of them have the Willie Aero cars on here, and so like here's one that's got the CJ3B on it. That one's really cool. This one's got some kind of other Willys on it. Here's another letter from, let's see, from D.R. Wilson with the service department. So this is original letter from 1935 that's been reprinted in here. This particular issue has several of those in it, which is really cool. And they've got some advertisements in here that I've never seen before. So like here's an advertisement for a Willys panel delivery, model 77, and for a model 77 cab and pickup. And I've never even seen this advertisement before. Now this is out of my purview as far as Jeeps go, but it's still a nifty advertisement. And then here's an advertisement for the CJ3B. So there's a lot of really cool stuff and all these. I haven't even begun to look through all of them because there's so many of them. I mean, there's stacks of them. I've got them mixed up out of order a little bit, but we can always get them put back into order. But I hope y'all can see how many are in here. And apparently they changed how they issued them, the size of them, because some of them are bigger. So like some of the Willys Worlds, some of them are bigger issues, like this one. This one's from January, February 1986. And then some of them are smaller, like this, and then some of them are even almost like a newspaper, like this one. This one's from, let's see, when's this one from? 1980. So this one's almost like a newspaper. But, so they changed different printing methods and stuff over the time, I guess, that they ran this magazine, so, which is nifty. I kind of like that. I don't mean to ramble. I'm just excited and all this kind of stuff. So like, here's a 54 Aero Willys right there. Basically what I'd like to do is go through these, maybe even occasionally, go through one on the channel, because there's a lot of nifty information in here. One of these, and I have to find it again, even has the copies of the announcements in the newspaper about when John North Willys died, and some testimonials about who he was and all this kind of stuff. It's really neat. But maybe go through these every now and then. But some of them have some really cool advertisements in them. Original Willys advertisements. And I'd really like to scan those and blow them up, these old Willys advertisements, and hang them up in the shop, because I think it'd be really cool. So there's some more right there. And then down here in the bottom, we've got two advertisements out of the Saturday Evening Post. And if you take, one of them had the date on it, and so they're very delicate, out of the Saturday Evening Post. This is an advertisement for a Willys wagon. This is going to go in a frame too and be hung up here in the house. But this is an advertisement for the wagon, and I think it's on the, must not be on this one. It must be on the one for the truck. Yeah, July 12th, 1947. So this advertisement for a Willys truck is from, right at the beginning of Willys trucks, because wagons predate the truck. The first wagons are 46s, and the trucks are 47. So this is from the first year of production. And on the back here, it's advertising something, cellophane tape, but up here in the corner, it's July 12th, 1947. And so this first advertisement, it says 2 or 4-wheel drive models, Gangway America, here come the new Jeep trucks. 14 body and chassis styles. Jeep truck bodies are functionally designed for long life and low maintenance cost. Steel bed pickup, platform stake, wood floor and gates, canopy top, center cab and chassis, demountable steel van. The new Jeep trucks are the biggest news in the medium-duty field. Here are tough, long-lived trucks with low gross vehicle weights in relation to payload capacity. 4,700 to 5,300 gross vehicle weight, 3/4 ton to 1 ton nominal payload. Willys Overland engineers cut off every ounce of gas-eating dead weight, producing trucks that whack operating costs but still have the strength and stamina that spell low maintenance and long service. Their lower weights teamed up with the world famous Jeep engine make Jeep trucks the ace buy for reliable performance and rock bottom costs. See them now with their functional bodies and makes sense to truck buyers. That makes sense to truck buyers. Hard to damage fenders, well protected lights, full opening hoods, sturdy doors, and comfortable cabs. Willys Overland Motors, Toledo, Ohio, makers of America's most useful vehicles. You're damn skippy. That's what they did. And this is just beautiful. So we're going to get this in a frame. This one's in a frame. They're going to be displayed in our vintage farmhouse. But this is one like I'd like to have. I'd like to scan it, get it reproduced bigger, and hang it up in the shop. So I'll probably do that. I'll take some quality scans of it before we end up putting it in a frame, because I'd like to get it blown up, because it'd look really nice in the shop. But anyway, I just want to share this with y'all. This has made my whole, I mean, I don't know, it's made it for months for me. I don't even want to say it's made my day, it's made my month, probably my year. And it was out of the blue. This gentleman, he comments on my videos, he's a subscriber. He saw fit to send me this stuff that he's been collecting for years and years. And entrust me with it. And I already, just profusely thanked him on in an email. But I can't tell you how much, Jim, I appreciate this. This is all going to be kept safe. I'm going to go through it. There's a lot of really good information in here. Probably questions that I've needed answered in the past. If I'd had the right issue of one of these, it could have answered it for me. But I don't know. I'm taken aback by it. The generosity of him sending this to me. It really means a lot. I really appreciate it. And I hope y'all enjoy this. I hope y'all enjoy the Willys World advertisements. Seeing some of them, I want to show y'all more of them as I go through them, and I see some that I think are particularly nifty. I might show y'all some of these. But just take a look at this real quick. Just take a look. I mean, let's get some of the more nifty ones up here real quick. We'll show y'all. I mean, look at that. Look at that right there. You trying to tell me that ain't something pretty right there? Look at that. I just like the vintage layout. I like the little logo dude with his Willys Overland hat on. He's got the W on his hat brim. I don't know. It just does it for me. So anyway, I won't go on and on too much. But I hope y'all enjoy this. If y'all want to see some more of these, let me know in the comments. I'd like to go through them every now and then and show y'all some nifty stuff. And these manuals, I would definitely like to go through these a little more, because there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. So anyway, I am the Regulate Traveler. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you very much for sending me all this stuff. It was so unexpected out of the blue, and then I don't know. I'm just overwhelmed by it. I really appreciate it, sir. And I love you all deeply. Thanks for watching, and I'll have some more videos out to you here shortly. I've got a lot of stuff around the old farmhouse here that I need to do, inside and out, so I've been kind of distracted doing other stuff here and there. But pretty soon we'll have the garden planted, if it'll stop raining long enough, and then there's not much for me to do after that. So as far as the garden goes, and then we'll get back to working on the Willys again. But anyway, I love you all deeply. Hit that subscribe button, mash it, and this is y'all's first look inside the old farmhouse. Take a look at this. It's got one of those nifty little nook areas. This chair right here I got at Goodwill, and it's like $15 is how much I bought it, but that's a Rockingham, okay? That's a Rockingham hard rock maple chair. Look that sucker up online and see how much that chair goes for, okay? Yeah, buddy, get it, Willys World, get it, yeah.